Oh, wowzers, guys. Look at outside right now. Oh, jeepers. So much snow everywhere. On the trees, on top of the trucks, the roofs, obviously the ground. Oh, that's a polar frozen Arctic disaster. Snow probably mixed with a little bit of ice, I can imagine. I mean, it's not super cold out, but it is still a tremendous mess. I mean, it might be -2, but it feels like -5, but it's gonna be like -13, probably like the next day or two. And our -22 nights are gonna come in just a few more days after that. Well, if we're already getting bad minus temperatures for the day, it's gonna be even worse during the night, so why am I not surprised? See? Just looks so cool. Oh, there. Definitely not the nicest weather for sure. Summer's ultimately better with everything looking green and all. But all plain white, this looks nice too. Yikes, just wowzers. Yo. Yes, well, bro. Well, fast forwarding this to being about 3 hours later. Anyways, well, hello guys. This is me, Christian, again. And this is quite nice, running this outside. But you know me, I'm not too much of a big fan of, this. This is why preferably I'm not too much of a big fan of this being January here, guys. Especially knowing to be almost late January now. All this clumps here. We have a good, huge chunk of snow that's everywhere. Like ice glaciers, yo. But boy, like it's all around the place, as we all know. Like, this happens every year. Like, you just get a little bit of snow, and it's like constant when you're here in Canada. It's like little by little snow. Like, it will come and it will go by the rain, come again, and go in again. And this is like somewhat, what? About a full month later? I mean, don't get me wrong, like as of last month, seriously, as of last month, guys, it was massive. Like, it was like almost 2 feet. It was like 45 centimeters, I believe. This is roughly about 20 centimeters. And yes, once again, it's enough to cover most of these entire stuff, if we couldn't tell. Like, the grass is for sure fully covered. Not sure about the dead little flower beds or parts over there. Man, this single pine tree couldn't look any more lovelier than usual, guys. But yeah, somewhat every year. Hopefully this doesn't have to come falling right on me, guys. So what I'm going to do, guys, for this video is I am going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys 100% a neighborhood, my neighborhood anyways, to see if any more than just this part and over here too gotten any more, you know, tremendous snow or anything like that. That I would like to figure out, guys. But before words to video, if you guys are mainly new to the channel, so if you had your accounts for a while, and you would consider liking and subscribing to my channel. If you guys want, as usual, I do plan on making this the incredible, suspenseful time around. And it would definitely help to continue to support my channel out a lot. Yep. Quite the storm that had clearly passed by. Every year, it's either something like this. It's either a little less or a little bit more. In comparison to like 2 years ago, 2 years ago was almost as bad. It might be, yeah, it was about this level, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago, but it only went away after like 2 weeks. Last two Februaries of 2024. Then all comparison to like what, this year? I mean, last year. I mean, yes, we've seen all the chunks of ice. We've seen all the chaos of snow before. And this is an all-time level again. And this time I'm showing you right up from close. So we're doing this. It's quite nice. You know, it's very lovely that parts of the driveway was shoveled earlier today. Got a nice looking trail to walk towards. And the driveway, well, for the most of it, had been, well, for part of it, it's been cleared off a little, like shoveled, but didn't get for the entire thing, because look at how heavy layered that is. That's heavy wet snow, clearly. Version 2.0. Oh wow, this is so horrible to look at. Why do I even have to deal putting with this again? Well, not exactly much to reasons, really. Quite the storm. I'm gonna bypass it all. You know what I'm gonna do right now, since it's a little piles of disaster yet once again? Knock that off, because I really love doing that part. Only then knowing how much we create disasters doing so. Oh yeah, wow, that is like everywhere's. Look, when there's clearly no leaves left off of most of these trees, well, surely it should be all but the pine trees, clearly, right, guys? Oh yes, all we're left with is a ton of snow, not only somewhat on the ground, but also too, yet on the treetops too, like the all branchy trees for sure. Look at that. Since most of which we don't really like pick it up. No, we shovel with the snowblower, and it creates these bigger holes, if you get what I mean. Whoa, okay then. Just notice how smooth my phone actually seems to be. Wow, guys. Wow. Incredible. And then to the ones that still have a few leaves left, a little respect. I say overall they did survive. Not surprising, because these ones don't want to fall, like most of them. And if I go to look over here, some more levels of disaster. Now let's get a closer look. Of course, is by that I mean zooming in clearly into the frozen, dry, snowy grounds, or heights I should say. And whatever, right guys? We got more of these here, of course. Yeah, boom, wowzers. Okay. We're gonna keep going, shall we, guys? Continue this lovely, precious journey. Zooming in even more. Yeah, okay then. Today isn't too bad. It actually almost feels nice. Maybe it's 0 degrees, but feels like -3 or 2. I don't know. Okay. Keeping this going. Gonna ignore the shoveling. Their sidewalk or driveway person. Don't want them to catch on to seeking intention. Nope. Not doing that with this video. But oh man, look at this. Bizarre little bits. Man, I gotta say, quite the ultimate disaster that this had caused. And because of another snowstorm hit that it clearly happened, it knocked even more down. Almost it being fully eliminated. Oh look, the signs are even covered for the most of it. Looking up here. Oh, yep. So this is what can clearly happen. And yes, it's not even fully dark yet, which I kind of like and respect that, honestly. Guys. Like, so every year, right, guys? I mean, when it probably gets sunny, yeah, it's going to melt little, but not entirely too much, a lot of it. You know what I mean, guys? Respectfully. Looking at the others. Oh, I think it's this little thing over here that's causing the good chucking noise. Drilling. Sounds like a driller, but it's just... What is that, like a heater or something? Or I don't know what it is. You guys have to let me know in the comments down below about that. But anyways, let's keep going. Of course, keep continuing. So every year I have to deal with stuff like this. You'd be welcome to come to Canada if you guys want. Yeah, because I imagine places like, let me think. Like Brazil, Nigeria, Florida. They don't get this kind of things very often. They're more in the southern hemisphere. Well, they're all coming off right there, I guess. Why don't I get more of this other side? That should do something, right? Oh yeah, I gotta be careful because I'm right above there, and if it drops literally on me, I could be screwed a ton, big time. Of course, guys. Of course, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to kill too much time because, of course, knowing how very little time I got until I want to decide on making the next, part moment. Of course, I'm still continuing the 1 hour event day challenge. Luckily, at least these events don't go every day. But for the most of it, it does just fine. I see. All around the place. Look at this little bad snowy disaster boy here. Even up here, it's... Yeah, they're all like so. Huh. Okay, I guess. Yep. Just keep going. I'm gonna keep going now. Yep, okay. But yeah, so as I was saying, comparison to like what, last year, guys, in 2025? Yeah, in February, well, between late January to February of 2025, we did get something exactly like this. And it might have been a little bit more because a tiny bit more snow came afterwards. But of course, this is not the very last of the snow either. And last year it lasted for almost a full month. Actually, it might have lasted exactly a full month. Going from like late January and not even until late February, the beginning of March more specifically, guys. That's when it started to finally melt down. And I imagine it's going to do the exact same thing again in 2026 by the seams of it. Despite the tremendous tornado storm we had last month in December. Well, not tornado, sorry, not tornado. Hurricane symptoms, lots of rain, and a ton of wind. Oh yeah, being out in windy conditions, despite it being like a little bit higher on the degree. I think if I'm not mistaken, that was like, what, 10, 13 degrees or whatever. But yeah, with a lot of wind, you'd be pushed back a lot and you'd be caught in that dangerous chaos, which I think would be far worser than what we are just dealing with. But don't get me fooled, guys. A snowstorm followed by expectancy of an Arctic blast shortly after, 2 days later. Oh, that's gonna blow up the place real quickly in terms of it being like frozen ice glacier beans here. Whatever. Now they keep going further along the road. And let's carry this all the way to here, yo. See how this is where I kind of wanted to go. It's kind of why I wanted to get outside today. To see how blowing up. I wanted to get out a little bit earlier like this morning, but I decided to wait until a little bit later, further during the afternoon. It's already past 4:45, I believe. Almost running into 5. It's going to get completely dark soon enough before I know it. But I knew that the snow wasn't going to be completely blowing off for a little while. It may not until either one would get a little bit more rain or we may get some sunshine. And either or, it's going to blow off the top bits, which is going to force it to knock down onto the ground then shortly afterwards, guys. But for now, yeah, we're not so entirely too lucky on that based off beans are sown, if you know what I mean, guys. Let's keep on going further down this entire road, guys. Oh, look. How amazing. How really wonderful, guys. Imagine piling up like this with the snow, which it almost got there, not gonna lie. Like, if I kind of look down, this is like the sidewalk here. And then this is basically where the snow had piled up to. So some parts I feel like got almost a full feet of snow, which is like 30 centimeters. But I'm totally looking at this a bit wrong. Of course, guys. Bit of some pouring raindrops, even though it's not actually rain. It's not sure if you can see the flakes of snow coming down, but yes, little bits of snow is still happening. It's still continuing to light snow after it being a major break earlier from no snowing between like what, 10:30 to like around 3 p.m. Then it started flurrying a bit, but it was all heavy snow this morning when I woke up. It was still continuing with the heavier snow, and finally near the end of it, you see we're pretty much near done. Gonna make a little more of a block, and then I may call it the end here, guys, or something like that. Only because I like to get home safe and sound and toasting myself up to some warm hot chocolate, maybe find some cookies if I can, and potentially watch a couple hours of a movie if I get through the night. Plus, I also have my snowstorm party mix munchie chips. I kind of want to get through barbecue red bag and the original regular blue bag. If you guys have ever had munchies before, well, guys would like to know that for sure on how good that must be. Well, yeah, I mean, if you had them before, I'm sure they must have tasted good or something. But otherwise, search them up and you'll know what kind of chips they are. They're truly amazing. They're my favorite kind of chips out of all chips I buy at like either Sobeys, Superstore, Walmart, Giant Tiger if I ever go there, and other stuff like so. Gonna nearly be coming to the end very soon, guys. I'm just continuing to look. Now, this part of the road might have been cleared off most of the way. The sidewalk's definitely cleared off as of yet too. Right? But otherwise, continuing to go further even down. Snow still coming down even crazier. Okay. But not all roads have been fully cleared up. Of course, guys. Just saying. Now, yes, with the ultimate Arctic blast that we had last year. So, of course, that caused the snow to stay a ton longer. Have that spring feeling the first week, then what's it? Snow comes the second week, followed by the Arctic blast shortly one day or a few days after, guys. Therefore, what's that going to be bringing exactly to the table? Oh yeah, that's right. Cold Arctic blast for this, expecting for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Am I right, guys? Or what? You're almost coming to the end of the streets, yo. You know, maybe I was gonna avoid the snow bits, but because considering I'm wearing shoes, but these are still my newest shoes that I got since late November of 2025. So they are still working in some good terms. You know what I mean? Really been impressive. More leaves. But yeah, they're just droopy. They like, I find between most of these leaves that are here, okay, most of these branches that are somewhat empty, then we have this little parts of the leaves here that's just drippy, just it just stays like down or something like that, guys. And it doesn't like want to fall or anything, but they hardly likely get any snow on the leaves, which is how they have that bright looking orange texture look to it. And it's just really nice if you ask me, guys, literally. Continuing to go even further down, but if I had my calculations exactly right, expecting that what we gotten as of, well, let's say last year, right, guys, I don't imagine that within this late January, like every other year, probably may happen next year too in 2027, and again if January 2028 may get. I was calling for this too, actually. I was expecting the Arctic blast and a heavy ton amount of snow, because this happens in Canada, be even far worse for like Alberta and definitely Quebec. And I think Nunavut gets like the coldest around Canada area. They probably also get like a ton of snow too. Like sometimes it's like a serious amount. Some days it's like normal 1 to 2 feet of snow they get, or less than a feet. Some other times it's like 3 feet, and then most other times they get like what, 5 or 6 feet. Tremendous amount of snow. Like seriously now, come on, like why? And maybe, if it gets even worse, possibly 8 to 9 feet of snow. If that ever exists. And something like this has happened somewhat before, guys. Whereas we gotten like almost 11 years ago exactly. In Tata snow, we had the white one that we've experienced in March 19th of 2015. That was super awful. And we did experience like roughly, I have to say, about 5 somewhat feet of it, of that incredible amount of snow. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna turn right back around, and I'm soon about to end this video too, guys. So I hope you've been all joining the journey with me so far. Just really great, really, guys. Wowzers. Okay. Howdy, neighbors. Lol. What do we got? Like some little tiny stool bench to sit on or something. Only if it wasn't so wintry snow. Otherwise, it'd be worth sitting during the spring, summer, and fall for sure. Okay. Almost coming to the end of it now, guys. Yeah, can't not wait for another surge of a heavy, wet snowstorm or snow squall or Arctic blast or anything that could tremendously go very unpredictably wrong in uncontrolled situations. Yep, they don't care about the weather getting in its worser times, especially if we even experience a tornado one day, which I hope we don't. But any unpredictable situations could happen like any time between now and January, again in February, a little bit through March, and yes, the chaotic even bits of disaster of the surprising last minute snow or so during the morning or night. Some point in April, followed by a lot of wet showers, maybe another hurricane, tornadoes, and whatever kind of uncontrollable, predictable situations that could possibly be. Anyways, I do love coming out and seeing stuff like this every now and again, but don't expect me to come outside like every time to just enjoy this. Only getting outside for the last couple of days while it's still kind of nice, but a little bit freezing out in the same time. So like my knuckles here kind of being freezing a little in like -2 weather or whatever. So oh yes, oh yeah, that's a good gate entry to get in or whatever. Don't forget to take your garbage out, either in the garbage, or if you have a recyclable or refundables, put them in there too. Yes, suckers. Now anyways, I believe I'm going to end this video now. And like usual, if I have anything in the descriptions I want to say, of course, guys, I will most certainly let you know. But for now, this is it. With all this annoying slush, continuous flood of snow, expectancy of even a little bit of a cold day, and all this on unpredictable situation in the very predictable month of, you know what, January, right, guys? Boring little January. Doesn't even happen like early January. Some cases it can. I mean, we did have like December, mid-December, well, kind of early, almost coming into mid-December. But yeah, usually like what, mid-January or mostly late January for that fact of all I know. Like today is January 19th of 2026, so as expected, anything could go wrong and unpredictably anytime. Guaranteed. Now anyways, take care, guys, as the usual, as I'm about to turn right back onto my familiar street now. Yo. Now yeah. Anyways, Christian signing off for now. Well, definitely. Bye-bye, guys.